Hi everybody, and welcome to the official Vain Beauty YouTube channel. My name is Sharmila, and I'm the founder and creative director of Vain Beauty. Now, to some of you, it might be a familiar face, and to some of you, it might be completely new. But let me explain to you why I'm here. About a year ago, I launched my brand Vain Beauty, and although I am still very proud of what I did a year ago, it wasn't the right time to launch my brand. A lot of things happened, a lot of things went down behind the scenes for me, and I had to decide to take a break, which was really hard for me because I had already launched, and after a few months, I just kind of stopped. But now, after a year, I'm back. And I am relaunching Vain Beauty and taking you along a journey with me in this Behind the Rebirth series. I'm going to talk to you about what I learned, what I'm doing, about the brand, and just really create this experience for you and me, babes. Because we're in this together. This is a community connection. And I want to start with this video by introducing me, my brand, and why I was actually gone for a year. I'm going to be doing my makeup, I'm going to create a cute and colorful look, and just talk you through everything. So if it's something that you'd enjoy, then keep on watching. Let's go. The first thing I'm going to do is prepare the eyes with a little bit of concealer because we're going to do some pretty blown out colorful eyes, and I really want to get messy with it and then clean it up after when I'm doing complexion. Just using a liquid concealer and just applying that all over the eye area and also under the brow and taking it out onto the temple a bit. Next, I'm going to take a bright orange and a small fluffy brush and slowly stamping that on the outer corner of my eye, starting at the lash line and stamping that into the crease in kind of a V shape. Stamping that and slowly buffing that out until it's a little bit more blended. Just alternating between tapping and blending. So I think where we need to start is who I am, especially for those of you who are new here. My name is Sharmila, and I'm the founder and creative director of Vain Beauty. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a proud Dutch Indonesian, chronically ill and disabled trans woman. At the time of filming, I'm 20 years old, and I am a makeup artist, I'm a gender expression coach, I'm a public speaker, a model, an activist, and I've been in the industry as a makeup artist for over 5 years. And in my work, I've always focused on creating more safer spaces for trans, non-binary, and gender non-conforming people to learn about makeup and have a space where they could just exist and connect about makeup without feeling judged for it or judged for who they are. Because as a makeup artist and a makeup consumer, I saw that just wasn't being done by anyone here in the Netherlands where I live. And I wanted to change that really badly. So when I was 17, I launched the Transformation Masterclass, which was the first masterclass specifically designed for trans and non-binary and gender non-conforming people to learn about makeup that was specifically tailored to them. That's something I really pride myself on, and those workshops were kind of the starting journey of my career and of Vain Beauty. Next, I'm going to take a brighter, more of a neon yellow orange and a bigger fluffy brush. I'm just using that along the edges of that previous orange to soften it and really blow that color out. I mean, go and blend towards the temple, through the brow. I don't care. I want color. Now, with those workshops, I've helped a ton of different people, but I did see that doing it one-on-one was not sustainable for me to do. I've been doing those workshops for about 3 to 4 years, and I started out doing those one-on-one, and then last year I started doing those in group form, which is honestly my favorite form to do because I really get to connect with people. I get to just have kind of a fun makeup party and just do makeup with each other. Next, I'm taking a lighter purple and a small fluffy brush again, tapping that on the inner corner, really concentrating that color in the inner corner first, and then slowly blending that out. Those group form masterclasses were really the thing that kept me going within being gone for a year, and I really love being able to connect with people about makeup because it is so special and therapeutic to me. I started as a makeup artist because of my personal connection to makeup, because it was really something that helped me out in my transition and helped me out in the times where I was still figuring myself out. And it has always been this thing that kept me really close to my identity as a trans woman and helped me express my femininity, even though makeup is not necessarily a feminine thing. Don't get it twisted. It was something that made me feel more feminine. And that is something that I wanted to share with a brand. And that's why I launched Vain Beauty. And the name Vain Beauty comes from this idea that makeup and looking really bold and fierce is a vain thing to do, which is not true to me. It's just not true. I love looking extra done. I love being over the top. But it's not that, but that doesn't make me self-absorbed, honey. I wanted to take back that narrative and create a brand about love and connection and reclaiming the word vain. Next, I'm taking this really pretty pink shade with a blue shimmer and just tapping that in the center of the lid. Not really covering that purple or that orange, but just to create a little extra pop. Ooh, I like that. So first thing I really wanted to focus on with my brand was focus on creating tools, because one, creating actual makeup products is really expensive, and the entire process already is so expensive just to get the right licensing, to get the right contracts, to get the right suppliers, but also to make sure it's safe to use. And that's why I thought tools were the best thing to focus on at first, and then slowly go into actual makeup product. That's why I created the Artistry Brush Set. The Artistry Brush Set is a 16-piece brush set with all vegan brushes, and I really wanted to create a brush that was more comfortable to hold. Next, I'm taking a pink eyeshadow and just using that in the crease, in the front of the brow, and blending that outwards and connecting that to that purple. See how you create a beautiful gradient of colors that way? Love it. Like I mentioned already, I'm also disabled and chronically ill. I have fibromyalgia, and that means for me that I have chronic pain and chronic fatigue, but I'm also hypermobile, which means that my joints are really flexible and often very overstrained. I wanted to create brushes that were really comfortable to hold and didn't necessarily need a really tight grip. So that's why I created one with an indented handle. So you could literally take those as the holding point. You could basically hold your hand flat, rest it in between these fingers and behind your thumb, and you wouldn't even need a lot of pressure, and you would still be able to use those brushes and blend your eyeshadow. Because for me, for instance, I can't really use a lot of gripping motions for a very long time. So this was, to me, the most easy way and most comfortable way to create more accessible products. Because a lot of times in the makeup industry, disabled and chronically ill people are forgotten, and products are created are overpriced. And that's something I didn't want to do. And I know it's still a starting point. I know it's still something that can improve. Let me just take a little bit more of that orange on the outer corner and blend that, because I over blended a little bit before and I'm losing a little bit of definition. And as a last step, I'm taking a small slanted brush and just using that along the edges of everything. Just round circular motions. I'm blending the edges out to make sure it's all seamless and there are no extreme harsh lines. And then we're gonna go into complexion and also talk a little bit more about why I actually went away. First, I'm gonna take a flat top foundation buffing brush and a hydrating primer and just applying that all over the face. Then I'm gonna color correct a little bit with a orange tone around my mouth area and under the eyes, just to cancel out any blue tones. So while I'm doing complexion, let's dive a little bit deeper into why I actually went away. So last year, I launched my brand at the end of March. And at the time, I was in the middle of quitting my job after getting my diagnosis for fibromyalgia and for my hypermobility back in February. I went through a pretty long conversation with a doctor, and at the end they just told me, hey, those issues that you've been having your entire life, they were because of this. And that felt, in a sense, very liberating, because I finally knew what was going on with me. But I also suddenly had to change a lot of things because I was working 90 hours a week. I was just in the middle of quitting my job, having to still find work that I could do without constantly overworking myself, because I had been through 12 burnouts at that time already. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of foundation and that flat top foundation brush again and just applying that all over the face, starting in the center and wherever I feel like I need most coverage, but not applying a lot under the eyes, just because I don't really like adding a lot of foundation there. But yeah, I got my diagnosis and then suddenly everything changed. And because I got my diagnosis, I also started a rehabilitation trajectory at the hospital, which for me meant working on figuring out what my symptoms were, how they were being triggered, and going through that also meant having to take a look at my entire lifestyle and changing it so I could actually have enough time to rest and have enough time to recover from things. At the time when I'm filming this now, I'm almost at the end of my trajectory, which I'm really happy about. It took me a very long time to finish it and work on my body, rediscovering how my body works and creating balance and setting boundaries for myself instead of constantly overworking myself. Next, I'm going to take a concealer and the Ultimate Tapper brush, applying concealer under the eyes, starting in the center and just blending that out. I know it looks quite light. I might have picked the wrong shade for me right now, but you know, you live and you learn. Apart from going through that whole health journey, I also all of a sudden got the news that I could finally start my hormone replacement therapy, which, if you don't know, is basically the process of taking hormones to transition medically, which was something that I had waited almost 4 years for. So when I finally got the news that I could start, I had to. I just couldn't wait any longer, and I knew that that whole process was going to take a lot of energy. It was going to take a lot of my time to get used to having a different hormone in my body. So yeah, combining that with having a startup, with having a beauty brand, with running an entire business all by yourself, that wasn't going to work. And that's why I decided then and there that I had to take a break. And I went away for about a year and focused on myself, focused on where I wanted the brand to go, and really fall in love with makeup and with the artistry of it again. Then after concealer, taking that same brush and just a little bit of cream contour and applying that around the perimeter of the face and wherever I want to sculpt those cheeks and make them a lot more defined. Let's just say my journey as a beauty brand owner hasn't been the most conventional, I think, especially now relaunching with the same name, with basically the same products. Returning felt really hard to me at first. I feel like this is my calling. This is what I want to do with my life. And this is just the beginning of what I'm gonna do with my life. And then before my under eyes really start creasing, I'm gonna set the face with a little bit of translucent powder. Going over that with the brush to refresh it a little bit, and then adding powder right over top. Not necessarily going over the cream bronzer, just because I'm gonna add blush and other stuff to add later, so I don't really feel like setting it will help me create the best color payoff. Now time for blush. I'm feeling like this really bright coral is just the blush I'm looking for. So I'm just starting in the pocket of the cheek and applying that towards the apple of the cheek and up towards the temple and even into the eye a little bit. I want a lot of color on that blush. So yeah, now that I'm back, I'm excited to announce that I'm really doing it my way. And I'm finally doing it exactly the way I wanted it to, without having to do it all by myself. I'm working on a really cute campaign that I will be announcing soon. But let me take you through my plan. Like I said, Fame Beauty is about community, about joy, about gender affirming makeup. And what I really want to focus on, creating community connection. And one of the ways I want to do that is by giving you a platform on our channels. Even though we are still very small, we're growing. And I really want this brand to grow together with you. One of the ways I want to do that is by doing that in our campaigns. And the idea in those campaigns is to create documentaries or documentary series about certain social issues or about self-expression, about any kind of topic that is centered around being human, really highlighting stories of people who are often not being heard and creating a platform for them. And this upcoming campaign, I'm telling you, it's about to be amazing. And taking a small pointer brush and that orange again and applying that on the lower lash line to connect it. Taking that clean slanted brush again around the edges and just blending that upwards. Now I'm gonna apply some lashes off camera and I'll be right back. So I added these really cute, still impactful lashes, but still soft. I didn't want them overpowering the look. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit of cream highlight because I felt like my skin will need a little bit more glow. and talk you through the last little bit of the rebirth. Well, for now, there are more videos coming, but one of the main things that I really wanted to work on with the rebirth is also the branding, because I created some things. They were there, they were choices, but I was very lucky to work with Isabel from Outsider E on my new branding, which you can see here. I mean, it's all purple and orange. We have a beautiful new logo, which you can see right here, which is our primary logo. We also created, my favorite, this secondary logo. Isabel did such an amazing job. And I really wanted it to feel like something that is open to everyone, open to everybody within or outside the gender spectrum. I am now going to put on some lips, because if I don't, it's gonna look really weird, and I also can talk while I'm doing my lips, so I'm just gonna tell you what I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using a dark brown liner first to line my lips. And I overdraw my lips all the time. Don't come for me. It's just what it is. And after lining, I'm just gonna add this really pretty deep nude shade with a lip brush. This is the one for my kit. I just loaded the brush with lip pigment and just start applying. This is a pretty soft color. I don't necessarily have to get full coverage. So yeah, we have this really pretty nude. I like it. Let me open up my curtains for a little bit. Let's give the girls some glow, okay? Because you deserve to see this cream highlighter shine like I'm seeing it right now. I mean, that's quite a bit of glow, huh? Now you can actually see the colors well. I mean, this is what makeup is supposed to do to me. Makeup is supposed to make me feel a lot more powerful, a lot more confident. Okay, I'm gonna go close the curtains again because like this thing in the middle is really annoying. Well, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Don't forget to check us out on TikTok and Instagram and stay notified via there. I hope to see you on the next one. Love ya, bye.